going on, man? Today is May the 17th, 2024. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA Show, live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. Coming off a very, very poor day. Probably the worst day I've had in a while, but it doesn't hurt as much when you decrease your unit size. And for the members, hopefully you guys are doing the same. I lost all 3 bets yesterday, but I hadn't done a show because I had to do the show early the night before. I may not do that again, especially coming off the day that I had. I loved all the looks, and they all failed. So let's jump into it. The recap for Wednesday, though, we did go 2-1. OKC, I was on them minus the 4. That was a loser. Dallas OKC split the unit on Dallas OKC under. That was a winner. And Chicago Sky plus the 8.5. Sweaty, but we did win that one as well. And then last night, I was on Denver. I thought the series was over. But you could kind of tell in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, man. As soon as they called the timeout and they were up 9-2, and Minnesota responded, the game was over. I think it was like an 18-0 run, 20-0 run. Denver never stood a chance. They just kept shooting the 3-point ball. It wasn't going in. They were like, this is the shot that we're going to keep taking, though. So team total fails to get there. They scored like 70 points yesterday. It's brutal to watch. Plus 2.5 doesn't get there. And I was also on the Liberty and the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark's first home game to go over the first half total of 86.5, and New York kind of strapped them up. They scored. I think it was 48-37, 48-31 at the end of the first half, but Indiana literally could not score a basket last night, and Caitlin Clark just got a target on her back. The whole Indiana team got a target on their back because of Caitlin Clark. So hopefully we can do a little bit better today. Let's jump into it. As always, members, you guys let me know. Pick the score for the game tonight. I will send out T-shirt to the winner, 1 guess per game. First guess is your only guess, and you just got to make the entry done before tip-off. Getting some orders put in the mail as well over the weekend. So let me know what you guys thinking about the game tonight. This is NBA only, but let me know what you guys think for tonight. We got 1 NBA game and then 2 WNBA games that we'll get into. Let's see what's going on in the chat before we get started. Mark says, good morning, Chris and the crew. Need a regroup? Yeah, I need a regroup bad, man. Dallas says, good morning, Chris. Let's make some money today. That's what we're here for, man. What's up, Prolific? Says people hit the like on the way. What up, Jose? Jamie says, good morning. Is everybody okay? Last night was tough. Nuggets, Phillies, and Dodgers, the trifecta of L's. So Jamie had 3 L's last night too, man. I had 3 too. We'll get it back though. Sports betting is it's a marathon, not a sprint for sure. Frank says, was a good day yesterday. Time for a back-to-back. So I'm glad you cashed yesterday. Jagger says, man, how about those Timberwolves? Almost kept them below 70. Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy to see the Timberwolves be able to turn it on and turn it off like that. Or to see the Nuggets turn it on. I don't know how you describe the series, honestly. Who's turning it on? Who's turning it off? What up, Fremont? Atagri says, yesterday was so stupid. I hate Denver for what they did. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, man. GCB says, looking at the Pacers first quarter, just a lean. What's up, PZ? Appreciate you for being here as well. Jordan says, I'm sick of the Denver series. Me too. I will just let you guys know, I did bet the under last night, sent it out to the members for game 7. It was at 199. I think it opened 199.5. I did just jump on the under. Unders in game 7s after the first round are 27-9, I think. And I just think, at that point in time, you just kind of know the other team, and you can expect both defenses to be completely locked in. So, yeah, I did bet the under. I think it's down to 198 right now is where I saw it at this morning. So little CLV there. We'll see what happens. Z's Nut says, good morning, everyone. Let's cash today. And let's jump into it, man. Let's jump into it. Fremont says, should have listened to Ant-Man. He said game 7. Just saying. It sounds good, Fremont, until you lose 3 in a row. I mean, it's really hard for me to back a team that's lost 3 games in a row, especially against the defending champs and Nikola Jokic on the opposite side. But yeah, guess you're right. What up, Brian? He says, good morning, Chris. Love seeing Denver lose. Cashed the under yesterday. Let's get it today. Okay. Let's jump into it. So first, only game we got in the NBA is the New York Knickerbockers. They will be in Indiana. They are getting 6.5 points, where last I saw the line total is at 215.5 in this one. And you can't talk about this game without talking about what happened in game number 5, right? Knicks had a convincing win in game 4, beat the brakes off the Pacers had a convincing win in game 4. beat the brakes off the Knicks to go back to New York, and then they really just never got off the plane. You go back and look at that game. I looked into it, and the biggest takeaways were it was just an effort thing. Coach Rick Carlisle called them out for it as well, and that's the part that makes it really hard for me to back the Pacers here, because I know the Knicks. I think the Knicks are going to bring it. I've seen the Knicks in a closeout game on the road. We've seen this happen against the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round. They went into Philly and closed that series out after losing a game as well. The Pacers getting out rebounded 53-29 is effort. 20-5 on the offensive glass is effort. And it was a big possession thing too, right? Like the New York Knicks won the points in the paint 62-36. That's literally because every single time the Knicks missed a shot, they got the offensive rebound. They ended up taking 29 more shots than the Pacers did because of that. And like I said, 20-5 on the offensive glass, which led to a bunch of second chance opportunities, forced the Knicks to turn the ball over. The Pacers to turn the ball over. They doubled them up in turnovers. It was 18-9 in turnovers. The Knicks just wanted it more. And what if the Knicks wanted more in this game? I know that the line is shading towards the Pacers in this spot, and it's moving that way as well. I just don't feel comfortable. I know we could see the home team do what the home team has been doing. And that conventional wisdom says to take the Pacers here. I got stuff on both sides, but and looking at the opposite side, so looking at the Pacers, they are a different team at home. They have won all 5 games at home so far, including the Game 5 win when they won by 32. But they are just 3-2 against the spread, and they didn't cover in Game 3 at home either. So when I think about the rest spot here, it does make me want to take the Knicks because they haven't played since this series haven't played since Sunday. So you get an extra day of rest if you're the Knicks here. I think it's a Knicks spot in my opinion. Even if they don't win the game, I think that they could cover the 6.5 and keep it really, really close. I just think the Pacers are a young and inexperienced team because the effort that they came out with when they could have took a commanding 3-2 lead instead of being down 2-3. I mean, you just cannot not show up like that on the road. It's really hard for me to back a team. I know that they're going to be at home. I know that they're, elimination game backs against the wall. I just think the Knicks can keep this one within the number, if not win the game outright. I love what I heard from Coach Tibbs, from Jalen Brunson, from Josh Hart after the game. It doesn't sound like, they're going to be complacent at all. They understand that the job's not done. So I love hearing that too. And then a couple trends. So home favorites in elimination games, with the Pacers are in Game 6 specifically 31-36 straight up. So they don't typically win, and just 28-39 against the spread. So they're only covering less than 42% of the time as well. If the home favorite is coming off a 15-point loss or more, just 9-6 straight up and 8-7 against the spread. So I kind of like the Knicks here, man. I think that's the only way I'm looking. Rick Carlisle called his team out. Like, I totally get it, but I mean, you can't keep doing this over and over again. The Knicks just the dogs, man. Somebody said this in the first round. They said the Knicks just got a higher thug rating than the Pacers. And I mean, they got the dogs out there. They definitely got the dogs. So I'm only looking towards the Knicks if I had to play this game. And then I'm probably gonna stay off the total as well. I think if I had to play the total, it would probably be Knicks team total to go over. I would probably play Knicks team total to go over. Real quick, let me see if I can find that number for you guys before we get into the comments real quick. So Knicks team total over, and just staying away from the full game over. And here's the reason why. Because I've been keen on the Pacers team total to go over. Is 110.5 today, but can the Pacers really hold the Knicks under 105 points? I'm not quite sure, man. I think if I had to play the game, those are the two ways I'd be looking. Pacers Knicks team total over 104.5, and just because I still think the game's gonna be played pretty fast, I can't trust the Pacers to score 111 points if they're getting dominated on the glass like that. And at their core, I do think the Pacers are the dogs in this spot between these two teams. So lean Knicks plus the 6.5. Lean Knicks team total over 104.5. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. I know I've probably got a lot of comments to go through because I talked for a little too long. This is my favorite comment of the morning. Jordan says, I'm sick of this Denver series. I'm sick of it too, man. It's been really good to watch. It's been really bad for me to bet. I've lost a nice chunk of change betting on this series specifically. Let's see. What are you guys saying about this one? Rick says, good morning, Chris. Playoffs are rough. Let's get a W. Yeah, we need one. Brian says 2 days rest, New York for me. And I said the same, Brian. I like the 2 days rest versus it being a 1 day's rest. That definitely helps the Knicks because they are much more, just bruised and battered team right now, especially without OG. And that was the thing that kind of scared me because you got no OG and you're on the road. That makes it a little more difficult. What's up, Eric? Bacon says, don't worry, you'll bounce back after getting smoked. Yeah, I know I will get it back, Bacon, but boy, do I hate losing. I've never had a playoff run like this either. This is my third year capping, fourth year capping the NBA, and every playoff run has been better than this. So yeah, we'll turn it around, but man, it's really starting to eat at me if I'm being honest with you guys. SK says, I don't think the Pacers will be able to handle the elimination game pressure. He likes the full game to go under. Couldn't talk you off, SK. I'm not looking towards the Pacers team total over in this one. Tariq says, good morning, Chris. Catching the show before my next meeting. Knicks plus 6. Don't overthink it. Yeah, you can even get a 6.5 out there too. But I couldn't talk you off, Tariq. Only way I'm looking. Jose says, I like to cover myself. For who, Jose? Who you like to cover? Like the Pacers or the Knicks to cover? I thought the same thing about the Nuggets in the experience against the Timberwolves. Same thing here. Same thing here, man. Fremont says Knicks plus the points and money line. Jamie says the same thing. Knicks plus 6 or nothing. Jamie says he likes Obi Toppin over 13.5 points plus rebounds. I also think the Pacers first quarter minus the 1.5. Pacers are usually a wagon after a loss, but Game 5 effort was very concerning. And really, really difficult for me to disagree with that. The other thing is when I look at, remember, we've been talking about the Pacers off a loss all season. I mean, they've been a resilient team in just that, they can bounce back. So this is one of the reasons I like them early in the season. When the Pacers are off a loss this season, 23-13 straight up, 25-14-1 against the number. And they're winning the first quarter. They're plus 1.5. But if we factor this in after the All-Star break, you add the OG Anunoby in there. Add the Pascal Siakam, 21-11 straight up, 19-12-1 against the number. And they're winning the first quarter they're plus 2 in the first quarter, plus 4 in the first half. So you like the Pacers, there's something for you there. And then let's just look if we add the playoffs as well. So 3-1 straight up, 2-2 against the spread after a loss in the playoffs this year. They're plus 5.5 in the first quarter. 32-26.5 is the number. They've lost 4 games and they've bounced back. Probably won every single quarter. They're plus 5.5 in the first quarter, and they're plus 2.6 in the second quarter. So yeah, that first quarter makes a ton of sense if you think the Pacers are going to bounce back here. Tariq says no jinx. I killed betting Denver team total under third quarter and fourth quarter. Yeah, they scored 9 points in the fourth quarter. You can't make this stuff up. Znet says he likes Alex Burks points prop and points and rebounds over 14.5. John says he likes Dante to bounce back here. Jose likes the plus 6 for the Knicks. Michael also likes the plus 6.5 for the Knicks here. And Joki says the same thing. Knicks takes this one. Tomorrow says 6 is way too many points for a tough, rested Knicks team. Yeah, I'm right there with you. What up, Justin? Appreciate you for being here as always. I'm only looking towards Knicks. Either Knicks team total over or Knicks plus the points. And it sounds like you guys are in agreement. It sounds like we're all pretty aligned there. All right, let's keep it pushing. We got 2 W games to talk about here. The first one is and I got to switch my notes to my WNBA notes. And I also have to make sure I have my WNBA injury report. So starting the injury report first, let's talk about the game first, introduce the game. So we got the Mystics on the road. They get 9.5 points here against the Connecticut Sun team that is 1-0 on the season. And the total is 158. It looks like 158, 158.5. Pretty much in all the spots here now. So injury report wise, we got Shakira Austin listed as game time decision. It does look like she's going to play. She's listed as probable. She did play in the first game of the season. She had 13 points, 5 rebounds. But I did want to check and see how many minutes she played because Coach did say that she was going to be on a minute restriction. So I'm not sure. I had to go back and check how many minutes she played. I think that's key in this game. But she had a very successful game. 13-5, 2 assists, 5 blocks. Like Shakira Austin is really, really good, especially with being able to slow down bigs. And she's really good at protecting the rim as well. On the Connecticut Sun side, we got Mariah Jefferson. Mariah Jefferson is also listed as game time decision. It's an ankle injury. She is questionable. She played just 4 minutes in that blowout against the Indiana Fever the other day. We also got Olivia Nelson-Odododa. She's also listed as questionable here for Friday game due to an illness. And last but not least, Abby. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. She's not on. She's not like a key rotational player, so it doesn't really matter anyway. So let's jump into the game real quick. We got a Washington Mystics team that is 0-1 on the season, but they are 1-0 against the spread. They were getting 10 points as home dogs against the Liberty at game 1 a couple nights ago, and they were leading that game at halftime. The Mystics, they got a bunch of dogs for people who don't watch them. They're not a team that's just gonna go away easily. Like they play with a lot of pride, even with the losses to Elena Deladon and to Natasha Cloud. Both of those ladies not on the team anymore. So they do have a team of dogs, but Connecticut also has a team of dogs. This is the same team that beat the Indiana Fever, beat them by 20, 25 points, and fading the Fever probably gonna continue to bring you money just because it's a target on their back, especially when they're playing against good playoff teams. Like that, I was kicking myself and I just betting the Liberty team total over because, we'll talk about the Fever when they play again, but. Yeah, I mean, they beat the brakes off the Indiana Fever. This Connecticut Suns team did. And Connecticut's actually beat the Mystics 9 out of their last 10 meetings as well, including all 4 games last season. And, this year, it feels like the Connecticut Sun have a better roster than they had last year because I like the depth for the Connecticut Sun. And the Mystics have a worse record. So the line is telling with this team, with the Connecticut Sun, being 10-point favorites here. And the thing about Connecticut is they play really good defense. So I checked them out last year. They went 5-1 when they were double-digit favorites. And you see the line at 9.5, so it's pretty similar at 9.5. They were 5-1 straight up, but just 2-4 against the number, winning by about 9 points per game. So it puts this about where, they have been over the last year or so. The Mystics, this team was road dogs 12 times last season. They finished 5-7. But 8-4 to the over. The Mystics were a team that plays super slow at home, and then on the road they tend to play at the pace of their opponent, which is why they went over. Like I said, 8-4 to the over in their 12 games as road dogs last season. And a big part of it when I was doing the cap was their defense. Their defense plays well at home. They only gave up 77 points when they were home dogs last season, but they gave up 91 when they were road dogs last season. That's a 14-point gap there. They actually only held 2 of their opponents under their team total in those 12 games. So I immediately wanted to look towards the Connecticut Sun team total to go over. And I also went back through the box score. The Mystics, they held the Liberty to just 8 for 28 shooting from the 3-point line in their first game of the season. And they covered that game, but the Liberty still scored 85 points. So when I think about that, it makes me think that this Connecticut Sun team, when I think about the Mystics as road dogs last season, going 8-4 to the over, only holding 2 of their opponents under their team total. The defense is not as good this year. And I think about the Mystics holding the Liberty to, 8 for 28 shooting from the 3-point line, only 28%, and then still giving up 85 points. It really makes me want to look towards Connecticut Sun team total at 83.5. Here's the counter argument to that. Connecticut's coming off a big win. Mystics coming off a loss where they probably feel like they could have stole one against the Liberty, even though Liberty had a much better team. And do you have a letdown spot for Connecticut because they did just beat the Indiana Fever the way that they did? I'm not quite sure, and that's difficult. That's why I want to stay off the spread here. But I do like the Connecticut Sun team total to go over 83.5. I just think that they have a lot of depth. I think they can shoot the three-point ball a little bit better than the Liberty could. And I also think that they're going to be able to score in the paint with Shakir Austin being on a minute restriction. So if I had to play the game, my recommendation would be a Connecticut team total over 83.5 to stay away from the spread. Let's see what you guys are saying about this one. Or if anybody has thoughts at all. Let's go back. I see a couple more comments coming on the Pacers game, so let's go there real quick. Justin likes that Pacers team total over 110.5. He said he bet it yesterday. SK says maybe Knicks first half looking to make a statement based on how they were down in the last game in Indy, and I could see that as well, man. I could definitely see that, SK. I think the Knicks stay even kill here for sure. LJ says, "What up, Chris? Indiana first quarter just makes sense." Yeah, desperation spot back against the wall. I couldn't talk you off, LJ. Could not talk you off. New guy in the chat. Perry says Knicks plus 6.5. I'm gonna put half a unit on it and on the Knicks money line. I couldn't talk you off the way I'm looking as well. Let's see. Tariq says I'm hoping the Pacers go up a bit and live bet the Knicks for a better spread. I mean, plus 6.5 is pretty good. I think. I don't think the Pacers gonna win by 7 points today. I really, really don't. Bricks with Clan Friends, another new name, says Halliburton over his 1.5 first quarter rebounds at plus 160. I'm not taking Halliburton to get rebounds. I don't know if anybody on the team can actually get a rebound. And when I say that, they probably go out there and really, try to rebound the basketball. But if Isaiah Hartenstein had double-digit offensive rebounds by himself, and I do think the Knicks can replicate that energy in this game. And they're a much better rebounding team. So I'm not betting towards anybody rebounds, especially on the opposite team. And I don't know. I will have to go in and look at Halliburton rebound numbers as well. Otto Global says I should have took Mystics from the jump. Got it at 9. They play hard. Should be a close game. Yeah, but can they get stops though? Especially on the road, Otto. I'm not sure, man. I do think Connecticut is going to be able to get stops. Justin says, got Mystics plus 10.5. Tell J Money. I can see him covering the game. I don't know if they're going to be able to slow the Connecticut Sun offense down, though. Michael says, I just took the Sun team total over. Been working for years. Okay. Jamie says he likes Alyssa Thomas over 8.5 on FanDuel. I'm guessing this is probably rebounds. She did. I don't know if she got the triple-double. I know she was close. Says she's averaging 11.4 in 4 games against the Mystics and had 10 in the opener. This is probably rebounds. Yeah, if you can get Alyssa Thomas rebounds and assists, it's always a good look because she just dominates the ball. She finds her teammates. Like she's nice. Jose likes the Suns team total over. Tariq says I do like the Pacers team total over 110.5. I don't know, man. Mark says Brunson is a dog. I agree with that. Landon says Shakir Austin under 10.5 points might be a small play. Yeah, she could struggle in this matchup, but I also didn't think that she would have that many points landing against Jonquel Jones. I think Jonquel Jones is a really good defender too. Prince says live bet for a better line with the Pacers for them to win today. And Adam says Jokic is a fraud. I don't think I could agree with that. Jokic is definitely not a fraud. Maybe some of them other players, but yeah, you got a short-term memory, Adam. Dude just won 3 MVPs in 4 years and had a 40-13 game just like 2 nights ago. But yeah, everybody got their opinion. Thinks Brunson is the real MVP. Amy says rebounds, my bad. Oh yeah, so rebounds for Alyssa Thomas. All right, let's go to the next game. We got the Seattle Storm and the Minnesota Lynx. Seattle is laying 1.5 here on the road. Total sitting at 163.5. So the injury report in this game, I want to say that it's still the same. Let me just double check it. Yeah, Dorka Yuha still gonna be out for Minnesota, and really that's the only Nika Mule, I think is how you pronounce her last name, is also listed as questionable. And she also missed the she'll be a reserve. I think she's backup point guard. She's trying to get her visa approved. So not sure if she's gonna be able to play. She didn't play in the first game. And of course, these two teams, just jumping right into it, these two teams just played against each other. We just saw these two teams match up. And Seattle was laying 8 points. I told you guys I kind of liked them in the first game, thinking that they would get the Lynx up out of the way, and they lost the game outright. I'm glad I didn't bet it. They ended up losing the game outright. Now you get Seattle as a road favorite, short number road favorite here. Going back through the first game of the season, the couple things that really stood out to me was Nneka. She played well. She finished with 20 points. She finished with 20 points and 9 rebounds. Skylar Diggins-Smith also added 10 points, but Seattle, they shot just 1 for 9 from the 3-point line and committed 17 turnovers in that game. And when I went through it, a lot of it was Jewel Lloyd. I mean, I don't think she could have had a worse season opener. She shot 3 for 19 from the field, 1 for 3 from the 3-point line, only had 10 points. She did pull out 10 rebounds, but she only had 1 assist. And I'm guessing it's going to take a little bit of time for this team to gel. I do like them to kind of bounce back here in this spot, though. And it's no fade of the Lynx. I like the Lynx a lot. But they played really, really well offensively. They didn't shoot the ball well. They shot 7 for 24 from the 3-point line, which is also why I like the over in this game. I do think that their offense could play a little bit better and shoot better than 30% from the 3-point line. But they did shoot 45% from the field. They also lost the rebounding battle, but they did have more assists. Shout out to Courtney Williams, because she is pretty nice. She had 14, 7, and 5. And she had 5 steals. But this one, to me, feels like Seattle should be able to bounce back in this spot. I like Jewel Lloyd to play a little bit better. I like some of the role players to play a little bit better. I think Skylar Diggins-Smith is going to have a much better game. She only had 10 points on 4 for 13 shooting as well. So I do like this team to bounce back here. I looked at road favorites who lost their previous game as a home favorite, and then, still being a favorite in the next game. Those teams hasn't happened a lot in the W, but those teams are 9-2 straight up, 8-3 against the spread since the start of the 2012 season. So that says that Seattle bounces back here, and I do like Seattle to get their act together and win this game and bounce back. So that's the only way I'm looking in this game. And I want to pull that trend back up real quick for you guys, because it also was an over trend. So I want to go back to that real quick. So 7-4 to the over are road favorites who lost as a previous home favorite playing against the same team. Says that this game goes up and over the total, and the total did drop. I think this was 165, and it's down to 163.5. So I do like the over. I like Seattle offensively, like I said, to bounce back. I think that they do score points. And looking at this trend, in the 11 times that it's happened, only 2 teams have actually stayed under their team total. So even looking towards, just the Seattle team total to go over, I think if you want to stay away from the spread, is also a good look here. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one before we get up out of here. Richard says he thinks the game was fixed. Take the Nuggets. T-Wolves will choke. Jose says Storm killed me in the last game. I'm thinking under. I think the opposite. And Arthur says he likes Sun, not Suns, Sun on the money line. And that's a hefty price to pay if you're laying the money line. Not sure what you're putting that with, but hopefully you're not playing it straight. That's not a good look at all. Seattle minus the 1.5 here, and Seattle team total. We'll look towards Seattle team total as well. To get up and over the total would be my recommendations here. Marquis says Wolves motivation. He likes the Lynx on the money line. I think that they win again back-to-back spots. And don't let me talk you off. The WNBA season is still super early. So let's get into Justin likes the breakdown on that Storm team total over. Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Like I said, 9 of the 11 teams have gone over their team total in that bounce back spot. And like I said, Jewel Lloyd shot just 3 for 19. The Gold Mamba, I think, does show up in Minnesota tonight. So in Minnesota they were a much better road team than they were a home team last year as well. So short list here: Knicks, plus the 6.5. Only way I'm looking. Knicks team total over 104.5. I think is playable as well. Connecticut team total over 83.5. Staying away from that spread. I do feel like it could be a little bit of a closer game, but 10 is a big number. 9.5 is a big number, but I do think Connecticut will be able to score. And Seattle minus the 1.5. Seattle team total over will be the ways that I would look. I haven't made anything official yet. It's been a rough playoffs. We are 2-1 in the 2-1 in the 3 WNBA plays so far, but we got to pick it up, man. I got to pick it up and do a little bit better. It's just been difficult. So unit size been scaled down a lot, and we just kind of living to fight another day, man. And that's what we'll keep doing. But these are the looks that I like. Resources as always, and shout out to OzJam. You guys see them in the bottom right corner. Best sports betting software on the planet, in my opinion. They have a little bit of everything over there, from betting calculators to arbitration, and I use the sportsbook screen page. It's my favorite thing, so I don't have to line. So it helps me with line shopping, saves me a ton of time. Always trying to get the best number for long-term profit. But if you guys are interested, definitely check them out. Use code CBC to sign up, get 25% off your first month. Rest of the resources are here as well. I told you guys one thing else I wanted to mention. I did tell the members that I would have WNBA, charts and graphs and different things like that to share to make the WNBA process a little bit less complicated for you guys that are new. And I am in the process of working on that model, and I will be sharing that with the members on a daily basis as well. So if you guys are interested, it's coming. It's coming soon. Stay tuned for sure. And that's the show, man. Hit the like button for me if you can. Share the show. Subscribe if you guys are new. And link to all my official plays will be in the description as always. I will catch you guys in the next one. Best of luck on whatever it is that you do bet. Enjoy your Friday. I'm out.